Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, welcome. I am Katie. I upload a plethora of different videos. I don't really have like a set category, but I like to do project plan videos, beauty videos, routines, fitness updates, and many more. And books, that's going to be a new thing this year. Just going to add that in there. Anyway, today's video we're going to be doing my Pan That Palette finale, and also I'm going to split this video into two, and the end of this video I'm going to be doing the introduction to my next palette I'm going to be working on. So it's a 2-in-1 video. I'll put the chapters down below so you can skip to the introduction if you don't want to watch the first part. That's totally okay. And I'm wearing glasses, which I don't usually wear, so I apologise for the ring light. But times are needed to be reading, and it's just easier to read with my glasses. So without further ado, let's get into my finale and talk about my palette and where I've got up to with it. I'm feeling I started this in April of 2022, so it's been quite a while. This is my NARS Skin Deep palette. I have been trying to hit pan on eyeshadows, but also I have a secondary goal, which in fact is the primary goal for this time round, and that was to use it 1,000 times. So if I didn't hit pan on everything, then the marker is 1,000 uses. Without further ado, this is the finale. This is what it's finally looking like. As you can see, we do not have pan in every single eyeshadow. However, we have 6 eyeshadows that have got pan within them, which is amazing. So I did get half of this palette hitting that goal. I actually have used this palette 1,001 times. I've used eyeshadows in here 1,001 times. Obviously that is basically including using multiple eyeshadows at once. Like for example, today I use, I think, Barley and Faster Pussycat, these 2 eyeshadows today, and that meant I did go over the 1,000 uses. So I've used it 1,001 uses today actually, which is, you know, amazing. So let's talk about uses and why I used this in the first place. So this was actually brand spanking new palette when I rolled it in. I just recently got it, and then I think it either came smashed or I dropped it pretty early on, and this shade up here, Taunt, split, and you can kind of see that still actually in the pan, where you can see it kind of split like halfway through, and so half of this was crumbled, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't want to repan it or, you know, do all that to a brand new palette. I decided, you know what, I'm going to start Pan That Palette and work on this and try and, you know, not only get rid of the crumbs, but also try and hit pan on some eyeshadows in here. Not really realising how long it would take me to get through with this, because this is a really difficult palette to pan. These pans are so deep. I'm actually quite amazed and kind of shocked and surprised at how long it took me to get through some of these. So the final numbers I'm going to mention aren't the final numbers that I actually hit pan on, as I have used some of these eyeshadows more and since I've hit pan on them, but the numbers still kind of show how ridiculous it has been. So firstly, let's go through them shade by shade. So we've got Taunt. This light shade up here is Taunt. I used this 219 times. Sophia 88 times. Whipped 145. Undressed 106 times. Barley 117 times. Icon 40 times. Basic Instinct 47 times. Coconut Grove 71 times. Centerfold 40 times. Calendar Girl 40 times. Faster Pussycat 48 times. And Unbuttoned 40 times. And that, when you add it all up, gets up to 1,001 uses. I have honestly loved wearing this palette, and since I started working on this palette, I have used this literally every single time I have worn makeup. Without fail, this has been used. So this has had its fair share of being used. It's gonna be weird actually not working on this anymore and like picking this up every now and again. Kind of strange, not gonna lie. But this has been such a fun eyeshadow to work on. Like, these are like my shades. I love wearing neutral palettes, so this has been amazing to work on. I did think I was going to hit pan on this shade down here before the end of this project, but honestly, these pans are so deep, it doesn't surprise me that I didn't as well. And considering I think it took me 47 uses to hit this one, and this one's just underneath it with 48 uses, and we've not hit pan on it. It's kind of wild, but I'm honestly pleasantly pleased with how well used this is looking. Like, every single eyeshadow has got a dip in it, and I feel like that's just a really good turnout for this project. I'm sure this will come up in some other challenges in the future. This won't be the end of this, of course. This is going to stay in my collection. I'm not just going to throw it away. Yeah, there we go. That is the result of my Panda palette. And it's taken me a while to get to 1001 uses. So fingers crossed my next palette doesn't take me that long to work through. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to work on next. So I am going to do pan that palette until I pretty much get most of my palettes like having a lot of pans in them. Wow, why did I really struggle to say pans then? I don't know. I really plan to work on as many palettes as possible, so I'm going to go through them one by one. The palette I have picked up next is this one. This is my Soiree Diaries palette by Pure. Not really too sure how you actually pronounce that with the U with the 2 dots on top of it, but this is what I'm going to work on next. So it should not be a surprise to anyone that the majority of my palettes are leading more towards the neutral shades. So this is the palette, and this is what it looks like. This is it. So we do already have an eyeshadow that has got a pan in it, which is amazing. So we've already off to a good start. So we've only got 11 eyeshadows to work on instead of 12. This is also another neutral shade palette, and you can see it has also had some usage in it. You can see some dips in here. My goal is the same, 1000 uses or until I hit pan on everything. I do think I'm going to hit pan on everything in this though, because these are not as deep as the NARS palette, and just in general I think it's going to be easier to work with. I'm going to continue working on this one as well, which is called Gala. Even though it has got a pan on it, I'm still going to continue working on this just to see how far we can get it within this challenge, and I am going to put those uses towards the 1000 goal. I have decided that this time around I've actually made my spreadsheet a little bit better, and I have made it so it's got a cell for each month and each shade, so I don't just have the totals and that's it like I did for the NARS one. I've learned, and I want to have the uses for each month so I can see if I've been using it more or less each month, and yeah, I just find that much more easier than just having a totals. So let's go through the shades. So we have got Private Party, Socialite, Gala, Mogul, Splurge, Stunner, Snazzy and Epic, Glitzy, Twinkle, Dazzle and Cosmo. So I think the 4 on the bottom will definitely get panned faster than the top 4, 8 even. Of course, I think that these two will probably be the eyeshadows that last the longest and probably be the last ones to hit pan on. However, I do think Epic is probably like a really good match for eyebrows. So there is a potential that I may end up using this as an eyebrow pencil or an eyeshadow powder, because I really do like using powders in my eyes rather than pencils, so I may end up doing that next or soon in the future. But anyway, this is it. This is what I'm going to work on, and I'm actually really loving that I'm starting this so early on in January. So little behind the scenes information, I'm actually filming this on the 31st of December 2023, and so I'm literally going to be using this for the first time tomorrow as part of this project. So there we go, that is exciting. This is going to be brand spanking new project for 2024, not 2025, Katie. Let's hope it doesn't take me as long. I don't feel like this is going to take me as long, but knowing me and my usage of makeup, it could surprise me and take less time. There we go, that is my update. That is what I'm working on. We are saying goodbye to the Panda palette from my NARS palette, and we're saying hello to my Soiree Diaries palette. I've said Panda palette and pans and palette so many times in the video, I'm getting confused in my head. I will catch you guys in my next video, and I look forward to updating you guys in 3 months with how we're going with this one. So yeah, let's hope we have some pans and some more usage, and yeah, just some more progress. Bye guys.